everyone and welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name is Amanda and in today's video we're going to be doing some blooming gel marbles with chrome stamping. So I really hope you all enjoy watching. Now I have a lot of requests on Instagram on is it possible to stamp with gel polish, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing today, but we're going to be doing more of a chrome stamped design. So I hope you guys all enjoy watching. Now for the set today, I am going to be working on display tips. So if you was doing this set on yourself or a client, you would do all your prep and base coat before coming in with your color coats. I do have a dedicated prep video which I often leave linked in the description box below, so do check that out if you're looking on how to do any prep or if you have any questions on how to prep the nails. So we're jumping straight into applying our color coat, and here I'm coming in with the gorgeous vanilla latte. So this particular color was one of the new ones from the autumn 2022 collection, and I have really found myself reaching for it a lot when I want a nice soft base for any kind of nail art. It's a beautiful off-white creamy shade, so it just, in my opinion, works a lot nicer than a white for a base, especially in the autumn months. So I'm coming in and I'm applying 2 thin coats of this color, curing each coat for 30 seconds. Now as you can see, it has a beautiful creamy consistency and it is a very highly pigmented for such a light shade as well. So I always find 2 coats of this is sufficient, and I work in fairly thin coats. You can see here I even my gel polish out quite a lot, especially when working on the display tips, and it just has beautiful pigmentation. So once that has cured for 30 seconds, we're going to be doing our marbles first of all. So I'm going to be using the Kiki London Blooming Gel. The Blooming Gel was another new addition that we have had recently, and I absolutely love it. I've always loved creating marble nail art, and the Blooming Gel makes it a lot easier. So over the top of our cured bases, I'm going to come in with a thin coat of the Blooming Gel. You do only need to apply a thin coat of this because it works better in a thin layer. And I'm applying it to the entire nail because I want my marble to bloom out quite a bit. So even though I'm only going to be doing the marble predominantly through the center of the nails, I want to make sure it blooms out nicely. Then for the colours of my marble, I'm going to be using a Dusky Pink and Violet Vamp. Both of these colours are also from the new autumn 2022 collection, but I'm going to be pairing them with the gorgeous Pumpkin Spice. This is another beautiful autumn shade, as I'm sure you can guess from the name. So I've got my blooming gel applied and it is still wet, and then I'm going to pop down my colours in that wet blooming gel. So in the marble, I did also add a little of the vanilla latte as well, just so you can see some of the base colour running through the centre of the marble. So you want to dot your colours down into the wet blooming gel, and then using a dotting tool or even your Kiki London detailer brush, if you don't have a dotting tool, you want to just pull through them and marble them together. At first, it's going to look quite a defined marble, but as it sits in the blooming gel for a few seconds whilst you're working on the next nail, it's going to start blooming, it's going to start marbling together, the edges are going to start softening, and it's going to give off such a beautiful effect. So I've popped that aside, I've not popped it into cure yet, and I'm working on the next nail. So this way is great if you're working on clients because you haven't got to keep putting their hands in and out of the lamp. Once you've done the first nail, you can just move straight on to the second nail, exactly the same as I am here in the set. So as you can see, looking at that first nail, you can see it's starting to bloom, the edges are starting to soften, and the marble's starting to just run together and the colors are pulling together a little bit more. So we're going to continue working on the next nails. Now for the colors, if you can see, whatever color was on the end of the previous nail, I've started with that color on the next nail because for this design I wanted the marble to kind of flow across all 4 nails. I think this looks really pretty when you do it on a set of nails. Of course, you don't have to keep to this, you could just do the marble in different areas of the nail, or you could even fully marble the nail, but I wanted to have a little bit of the base color still showing through so that our stamping has something to pop against. So on to the final nail. I finished off with Pumpkin Spice on the edge of the previous nail, so I'm coming in with that one first, just dotting down my colours straight from the bottle brush. If you don't feel confident doing this from the bottle brush, or you want to put on smaller dots, then you can pop your colours down onto a palette and pick up your dots using the dotting tool. You've got lots of control over the product when you do it that way, but I prefer doing it this way for quickness and ease, especially if I'm working on somebody else. So as you can see there, that first nail and the second nail, they've really started to bloom and the effect looks beautiful. So I'm going to wait a few seconds for the other two nails to catch up. And then once I'm happy with how they've bloomed and how the design of the marble is looking, I'm then going to pop that in to cure for 30 seconds. Now into this marble, I want to come in and add some of the 24K Flake top coat. So this is a beautiful glitter flake top coat. Just look how stunning this is. Now I don't want to cover the whole nail with this. So rather than using it like a top coat, I'm going to kind of just use it for nail art. So I've popped a small amount of it down onto my Kiki London palette, and then I'm going to use my Kiki London detail brush. And I'm using this brush because, as you can see, it's a small brush. It's got short bristles, so you've got a lot of control over where you're putting the product. So in this case, I'm going to have a lot of control over where I'm placing my flakes in the marble design. So this is what the nails look like now they have cured. I am just obsessed with the marbles, and I really love how the purple and orange work together. This color combination was actually one I see that one of my nail tech friends Amy did, and I've been really wanting to do purple and orange since then. So what I'm doing now is just using that detailer brush, I'm dipping into the flake top coat, and then I'm just pushing some around in amongst that marble. And I love doing it this way because, like I said, you've got a lot of control with your detailer brush where you're putting those flakes. I don't want to overtake the marble too much, and there's certain parts of the marble that I really like the look of, so I don't want to cover them up with the flakes. But I love how the flakes give off a whole nother dimension to the nail. They add that pop of sparkle, and they work really well for autumn, and they're really easy to add in. They're kind of just a little bit extra than using, say, a glitter gel polish. They just look really, really pretty. If you don't have this top coat, you can also create a similar effect using foils. But if you don't have this top coat, I highly recommend it because it is brilliant for any kind of nail art. It works really well in things like rose quartz nails as well. So once I've placed that down, I'm happy with how it's all placed. I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. And that is the marble part of these nails done. So if you just wanted to leave them like this without the stamping, you could come in and top coat. So because I'm going to be doing the chrome stamping, I need to have a matte surface to work on top of. This is really, really important for the chrome stamping because the chrome kind of goes everywhere, and you don't want it to stick where you don't want it to stick, or where you don't want it to stay. So we need a matte surface. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to apply the Kiki London No Wipe Matte Top Coat to all of the nails, and this is going to give us a nice matte surface. It's also going to seal in all of our design underneath. So if we have to rub off any of our stamping with acetone or alcohol, it's not going to affect the marble and the design that we've created. So once I have applied my No Wipe Matte Top Coat, I'm going to cure this for 30 seconds. And I really loved how these marbles looked matte. We will be glossy top coating them again at the end of the design, but I thought they give off a really pretty effect matte as well. Now for the chrome stamping, another thing that I found great as well is to slightly buff the surface of the nail after you've done your matte top coat. I find that if I buff the surface, when it comes to rubbing off the excess chrome, it rubs off a lot easier. So I'm taking my Kiki London 100 and 180 grit buffer, and I'm just using the 180 grit side to ever so slightly buff the surface of those nails. So it looks quite vigorous in the video because it has been sped up, but I'm being pretty gentle and just giving them a quick go over. And then I'm going to take the Kiki London dust brush. I absolutely love this brush, by the way, just how pretty is it? And then I'm going to brush away all of that dust. Then we're ready to move on to the stamping. So for chrome stamping, you are going to need two stampers, one for your stamping image and one for your chrome. And then for the actual stamping, I'm going to be using my Kiki London Black Heart gel polish. So I get asked all the time, can you stamp with gel polish? And I find you can with certain colours. The black works perfectly, as you will see here. So taking my gel polish, I applied a generous amount to my plate, scraped, rolled my stamper across the top, and as you can see, it picked up that image beautifully, and I stamped it down how I would normally stamp. Then I'm just taking my angled nail art brush and cleaning off any excess. Then I'm going to pop that in to cure for 30 seconds. So just like you would if you were doing any kind of hand painted nail art. Whilst that's curing, I'm going to come in and clean off my stamping plate, and I'm going to take my other stamper head. Then using an eyeshadow applicator and my chrome powder, I'm going to apply this chrome to the other stamper that I had to hand. And you're going to want to stamp down your chrome as soon as your gel polish comes out of the lamp. So whilst it's still nice and warm. And as you can see, I'm literally just pressing it down, and that chrome is going to grab on to the tacky cured gel polish. As you can see, we have a little bit of excess chrome around the edge of the image and other parts of the nail. So taking my dusty brush, I'm going to give that a really good rub. And you don't have to worry about being too hard because that chrome has clung on to the tacky layer from your gel polish. Then just using my angled nail art brush and a little bit of alcohol, I'm just going to clean off any excess. And then that is the nail finished. It's ready to top coat. Of course, I'm going to top coat all of the nails at the end, but just look how easy that was to stamp with gel polish. I get asked all the time if I'm doing chrome stamping, do I need some special kind of stamping polish and things like that? And the truth is, I actually found it easier to stamp with my gel polish than I did with any kind of specialized stamping polish that's for chromes. This worked the best way. So we are going to do similar on the rest of the nails. I do also use another chrome colour as well. So I thought I'd share some tips and tricks that I found going through. So usually when I pick up any kind of stamping image with a regular stamping polish, I remove any image that I don't want to transfer on the nail. I remove that off of the stamper before I place it down onto the nail. But doing the stamping with my gel polish, I actually found it a lot easier to remove any excess from the nail, just because the gel polish is a little harder to remove from the stamper than what stamping polish is. But if you work quite cleanly, you will find that you don't get too much excess stamping polish down on your image anyway. But like I did there, I just cleaned it up with a little bit of alcohol before curing. Once it's cured, it's set on there and it's a lot harder to remove, if it near impossible. So always make sure any gel polish that you want to remove, you remove it before curing. So whilst that's curing, I'm just going to touch up the chrome on my stamper, and then I have taken a third stamper and I'm going to come in with another chrome pigment. These are just pigments that I picked up a long time ago, probably from somewhere like eBay, so I don't actually know where these are from, but you can use any chrome for this. So I'm going to take my nail straight out of the light, and then I'm going to start off with the purple, just rubbing it down, just pressing it a few times just to make sure that chrome has fully transferred. I'm kind of just doing a light dab onto the nail. It really doesn't take much for chrome to stick to a tacky layer. If you feel as though you want a little bit more, then of course you can dab it on or press your stamper on a little bit more. Then I'm coming straight in with my dusty brush and dusting off all of that excess chrome. You will find that this removes 99% of it. But if there are any areas, or if you want to get a little bit closer to neaten up that image, just take your angled nail art brush. This is my preferred brush for cleanup because it has the angled cut. It's really precise when you want to get close to certain images, and it's also quite firm as well. And I just loved how easy this technique was to do. So we're going to move on to the third now, and I wanted to try this with a little bit more of a detailed image. And at first I was worried that it wasn't going to scrape properly, but just because I was working right on the edge of the plate. The good thing about stamping with your gel polish is you don't have to be quick. With stamping polish, you kind of have to work really quick because it dries quickly. But with your gel polish, nothing is going to dry until you pop it into cure. So you don't have to worry about scraping quickly or picking your image up quickly. So it's actually a lot easier. Now, you don't have to use chrome for this effect. You could cure this gel polish stamped image and then come straight in and top coat if you didn't want to add chrome over the top. I have played around with my Kiki London gel polishes, and a lot of them work for stamping. The more higher pigmented they are, the more easy they are to stamp with. So if you've got stamping plates, I'd highly recommend giving it a go with your Kiki London gel polishes, because as you can see here, the black especially stamps just the same as a black stamping polish would. So on these two nails, I'm just going to show you guys, you don't have to do one nail at a time. You could do all of your stamping on one hand, pop all of that into cure, and then come in and apply your chrome if you wanted to. So the previous now I've done that, then I've worked on this now, then I'm going to pop those both in to cure together for 30 seconds. And then once they come out of the light, once again, we're going to come in and apply those chromes. So for this more detailed image, I decided to go for the purple, and look how this is before cleanup. You can see all the little intricate parts of the leaf, which I was really, really impressed with, to say that we did this with gel polish. On to the next now, I'm going to come in with both the gold and the purple. Like I said, just tapping it on gently. You haven't got to worry about smudging that gel polish because it's cured, it's stuck there, it's not going anywhere. And then once we have finished that, we're going to come in once again and clean up. Now, I find using alcohol is a lot better than using acetone to clean with, just because you're not going to be breaking down any of your top coat. So if you have got alcohol, use that. I tend to just wipe my brush onto one of the Kiki London alcohol pads. These moisten your brush just enough for cleanup. And then as you can see, I'm just getting all around that image, just getting off those last pieces of chrome that were still on the nail. And this is why it's really important that you do your chrome stamping on top of a matte surface, because chrome will grab on to anything it can. If you're not doing chrome stamping, if you're doing regular stamping with gel polish, you don't necessarily need the matte surface. You could come straight in over the top of your gel polish. So this is what our finished design looks like, and how pretty does it look. I love the fact we've got the different layers. So we've got the marble, then on top of the marble we've got those glitter flakes, and then we've got the chrome stamping. So I'm now going to come in and top coat. So I'm using the No Wipe rubber top coat. This is my preferred top coat over any kind of nail art. As I say in most videos that I use this top coat, it is amazing for sealing in nail art because it is slightly thicker than the regular No Wipe top coat. So it just seals everything in lovely. Now, if you are top coating over any kind of chrome, you might want to have a separate bottle of top coat, because sometimes chrome can contaminate your top coat with the chrome particles. So it is more beneficial to have a second spare bottle that you only use over glitter and chromes. I tend to like to float my top coat over chromes and glitters as well. This helps picking up any of those loose particles on your brush. Then we're going to pop these in to cure for 60 seconds. And that, guys, is the end of the video, and this is the finished result. I absolutely loved this design. So please do let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I have left all the products I've used listed in the description box below, so do check that out as well. If you have any questions, I'm always happy to help in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, then please do give it a thumbs up, as it really helps the channel, and leave us a comment below. And if you're not already subscribed, I would absolutely love it if you hit that subscription button. And then I shall see you all again next Friday. Lots of love. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.